If you comment, I look at the comment, and if it makes sense, I make a video about it. Hey guys, welcome back to Kaizer Chiefs Fan TV, and today we are talking about Samir Nurkovic. Sizoqala, of course, by his biggest strength or threat. Nurkovic mude, and vele the first thing that is perceived about tall football players ukuthi we have to play across. We have to play across. That's his strength. And the problem with playing crosses, my team will just block balls from going wide. And it's exactly what happened when Chiefs were playing Golden Arrows. The arrows pressed from out to in, forcing the Chiefs to play down the middle. One of Nurkovic's strength was now taken away because we're not going to be able to play crosses as such. Nurkovic became useless to the team. And another thing about being tall, usually when you are tall, we play the ball from the goal kick, sidlale up top, and then Nurkovic will have to head the ball down to the oncoming midfielders. But the thing is, it's like Kaizer Chiefs doesn't practice how do we play ama-ball and ama-drop down. And lelo ball akusil ball lenkomo. I mean, if France did play that football in 2018 World Cup, ibhola belisuka kuLoris alishaya uGiroud aphakame ahede libhola phansi, uGriezmann uyeza uPogba uyeza emva kwakhe, and then he will pass the ball to Mbappe, and then Mbappe dribbles the defenders akore ball. It's not really ukuthi usuku inkomo. It's just another variation that you can add into the way you play, but akusho ukuthi always play like that because you then become predictable. And even with the example that I just made about France, they did not always rely 10, okay, so Shai Polak Giroud, but they did use that because it's one of the strengths in the team. But now, Chiefs relies on that so much. Our opponents always know good. Let's just congest the midfield so that when Nurkovic heads the ball down onto the running midfielder, we are already there occupying that space. In that way, they will not be able to play the ball. As such, Kaizer Chiefs get nullified. Number 2. So these are my strengths, Nurkovic, and this is how they can be used. But man, we focus specifically on that, and our game plan is centered around that. And if the team just comes, okay, Bano Nurkovic namhlanje, let's make sure we congest the midfield. Okay, Bano Nurkovic namhlanje, let's make sure we don't allow them to play wide. Now Nurkovic again seems useless. And the second thing, obviously, about Nurkovic, one of his strengths, he's a predator. And what it does, ibhola malingene 18, any loose ball, simbonile when he was at his best, when the ball fell in front of him, he would be there to capitalize and score goals. But manje, that thing is not happening. Why? Manje, my team, they know if we prevent the ball from getting to Udol, Chiefs is not going to play. If we prevent the ball from getting to Billiard, Chiefs will not be able to play. And inkinga ayiqali kudol, inkinga ayiqali kubilliard, inkinga iqala ekutheni if you are playing defenders at the back and you want to pass the ball and end up creating chances with final third, you must start quick build up. Your defenders must be comfortable enough on the ball to progress the ball to the midfield, and then the midfielders can push the ball to the forwards and then run in, and then our forwards can create the pass for our main striker. But if the defenders are not comfortable on the ball to even progress the ball to the midfield, then we are dead. So Tina, our attack dies before it even begins, because if you saw what happened against Arrows, or what usually happens, our defenders are so uncomfortable on the ball that they end up just playing the ball to the keeper, and then the keeper hoops the ball upfield, and then the attack is gone. So inkinga kaNurkovic nalokho ukuthi isupply ayikho ukuze ezopounce on the chances that we get. The second thing that you need when you have a player who's a predator is to have quick movement as a disruptor, ama defender. I'll make an example by a goal that was scored by Liverpool against Arsenal. You have Robertson on the side, you have Umane through the middle, or Tata a defender, angene nalo ngaphakathi. You have Robertson taking another defender out wide. In that way, kusala kuvuleke ispace, and then uJota runs to kuleso space leso, and Thiago picks the pass. Now the combination of those things, you need a movement. One, you need someone who's gonna see the pass to pick, and we don't have any of that. Good Chiefs, we don't see any movement yama forwards 8. You don't see any movement like we midfield, and no one can pass the ball because kunokuthatha ungcobo umdlali as a defender, umdlali seswini, and we are limited lapho because unama strengths akhe naye uNgcobo, uNjabulo that is. But my uzomdlalisa swing all the time. That means ubeke obakasi ebenchini, people who can pick that pass. So in that way, the player all strengths akhe ukuthi capitalize ekulaleni kwe defense or capitalize ekuvulekweni kwe space. Space isivalekile. In that way, he cannot run into any space because there is no space. So that's number 2. And another thing, they play him as a winger. And when they do that, when those crosses that we crave so much are finally played onto the box, Nurkovic is not there because he's still trying to run towards the box. And as a result, he gets nullified. Sometimes, yes, it's bad deliveries, but for the most part, you see what he's still trying to run towards the ball. And it doesn't work for him. If a person is going to be a target man, then the place that he should be in is the box. Nabo Aguero, that's how they scored. They stay in the box, they capitalize. Or Lewandowski, that's why they're so good. They're able to see ama spaces the boxing. If uzodlalisa umuntu who's good at finishing as a winger, then ubani also finish ama chances on the box. Another problem with playing Nurkovic as a winger, then you are saying Billiat akadlala as number 9. And if you are playing Billiat as number 9, that means you are taking something away from us. Because Billiat is the one who can be outside the box, he can dribble the defenders and then pick the pass. But man, Billiat Mabuyo say 18, that means you are expecting Nurkovic to dribble, which is not his strength, and you are having Billiat finishing off the chances. Ekbeni strength sakhe kuyikuthi dribble abantu. He can finish, yes, but mostly he can dribble abantu and create passes. But wena umbeke 18. The problems, if you are playing him as a target man, usually it's easy to mark him a target man. But that doesn't mean having a target man in a team is a bad thing. It's just that how do you use your target man? Lewandowski is a target man. He's scoring goals. You understand? Lukaku Inter was a target man. He was scoring goals. About Ibrahimovic, Bangabo target man. They score goals. Why is Nurkovic not scoring goals with Chiefs? That means there's something wrong. Also, guys, let's not forget Uguti. He has played under 3 coaches since he arrived in South Africa. He played under Mintidorp, was on Fag Mintidorp, wadlala kuHunt, wadlala nakuZwane, manje usedlala kuBucks. And for some players that is difficult, and as a professional value, you should adapt. What I'm trying to say is that it's easy to write off a player based on their performance, but sometimes it takes time to adapt to different systems. And also the fact that he's had an injury could have affected his performance, and it's taking time for him to adapt because against Arrows, that was his first full game back. And the fact that his contract has not been renewed can also be a factor to his performance, because if you are not, and the fact that his contract has not been renewed by the club could be affecting his confidence, because if you know that you are not needed or you don't have a future in a club, that can affect how you perform, because with every mistake that you make, you think about, oh man, if I had scored that goal, I would probably get a contract extension. You know, all those factors can affect a player, because as much as they are professionals, they are also human beings, and they also have a human side to them. What I'm trying to say is that one thing that we cannot be sure about is how good Nurkovic is, because there is a poor coach. Everything that I've mentioned in all the points that I've made, Stuart Baxter is failing to use the players that we have. Stuart Baxter is able to make Udoli look average. If you don't believe me, go watch Game Arrows. You could see Udoli was nowhere. We know the quality, Udoli, but he made Udoli look average. River didn't see a single cross from him. That's the coach that we have. With all the quality that we have, he's still able to make all our players look average, because he's also below average. What are your thoughts? Let me know below. What do you think should be done with this situation, Nurkovic? Should Chiefs just let him go and sign a new striker? Or should Chiefs get a new coach who will improve Nurkovic, and if it doesn't perform under him, then let him go? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you haven't, please subscribe to this channel. In this channel, we speak everything Kaizer Chiefs, previewing and reviewing Kaizer Chiefs matches, and talking about everything surrounding Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. And until next time, remember, equals and Pelumoy.